My name's Dan, this is Cora, and we're here today to review family games. One family game in particular. What game is it?
Akropolis.
Akropolis. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at all the components.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do a very rough run through.
Yeah, so it's just sort of like generally how the game works and the objective rather than
you
don't try and go play the game after watching.
That is a good caveat. Don't try and play the game after watching us. Maybe read the rule book. Yeah, or watch somebody who actually knows how to do run-throughs. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and talk about what we thought about it.
Yeah.
So, let's do that. Right, so this is what you get in the box of Akropolis. Akropolis. In fact, this is just the two-player components. There's some more four-player components, but they look roughly the same as this. So, basically, you're getting loads of these really thick. I don't know, you can't really see how thick these are, but these are probably the thickest punch board stuff I've ever seen.
Oh no, it's quite thick. I think that's the closest you can get to see how thick.
Yeah. So loads of these thick things. You getting some of these stone cube. Well, they're not stone. They're wooden cubes, but they're meant to be stone.
Yeah. The
all important first player marker.
Yeah.
And the all important scoring pad. Now let's have a look at this scoring pad. Look at all this. Look, all the ones with D on look like they're beating all the ones with C on. That's what? Anyway. So,
what? Did you say?
So, this is roughly how you play Akropolis. I'm going to keep calling it Apocalypse. Akropolis. In the game, you're going to be building a city in Greece, I guess.
Or Rome.
Or Rome.
I'm not sure.
Let's call it Greece or Rome. He says, looking at the
Rome.
Mediterranean. Greece in your face. Right. I knew that.
I said or Rome. I didn't say it was Rome.
Anyway, you're going to be building a city, and in order to do that, you're going to be drafting these tiles and adding them into your tableau, like that.
Yes.
Now,
this is your starting one.
That's your starting one. That's safe. You've always got that.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take these, you can take the bottom one for free, or if you want to take the one above it, then you have to pay.
And you both start with one, so you have to pay 1 for that one, 2 for that one, 3 for that
exactly. The further you go up, the more.
Nothing for that
Nothing
one.
for the first one. And you're going to be adding them to your cities. Not only are you going to be adding them to your cities, but you can also, as long as you overlap at least one other tile, you can put it on top there. Look, like that.
Yeah. You can't hang over, and you can't do it like that.
No, that's true. You can't. You've got to overlap at least 2, don't you?
Yes.
And you can't hang over. But that's pretty standard rules for these family. So you can go up as high as you want, although we've never really managed to go up 2, have we?
No, we've only gone up to 2.
Because what's going to happen in the game, and then you're going to make a city, so it's like that, whatever, blah, blah, like that.
Blah, blah, blah.
And every time you cover up one of these white ones, these quarries,
you get 2.
Get 2 more bits of stone, so that's going to help you build things
and
in the future.
And then if you cover up 3, which I've done, you've got so much stone.
Exactly, if you cover up 3 of them, then you're going to get 6 stone, and you're going to be rolling around in stone, which sounds quite uncomfortable to me. Right. So there's 3 different types of kind of hexes you've got. You've got these quarries, which you cover up and you get more stone.
Yes.
You've got these piazzas, which are ones with stars on, and then you've got the districts.
We'll explain these ones.
Yeah, we'll explain this. Well, we'll explain them now. So the stars are going to be multipliers for the districts. So in other words, if you score 2 points with blue, and I'll show that would score 2 points, for example, and you've got 1 star.
It would be 2.
2 points.
Times 1 is 2.
Yes, but if you score 1 point with that shop,
but then you've also got 2. It would still be 2 because it's 2 stars.
2 times 1 is 2. Hopefully you're going to be scoring more than 2 points during the game, but that's the general thing. So the way the different areas score is very different. So the blue ones, they will score for.
They will score if you have them. They will score for the biggest cluster you have together.
Exactly. The yellow ones?
The yellow ones, they score if you have them without touching any of the yellow ones.
That's right, because they're shop. The blue ones are residential areas, so
yeah, they're like
staying together.
Yeah.
The yellow ones are shops, so they like not having any shops around them.
Yeah, so they split apart.
So they won't score if another yellow one's touching them, for example. So, for example, if that happened,
that wouldn't be 2. That wouldn't be 4 because they're touching.
Yeah, exactly. And the red ones, which we've got there, they score if they're on the outside of your settlement because they're the barracks.
Yeah, if any edge isn't touching anything else that's on the very outside, then it scores.
They're going to score if they're on the edge of your settlement. And the last one are the purple ones.
It's not the last one.
The second to last one is the purple ones, which are temples, and they're going to score if they're completely surrounded.
Yeah, they won't score if they're like
on the edge.
So
they're almost the opposite of the red ones, aren't they?
You could just do that.
Yeah. And then the green ones are going to score no matter what. They don't mind. They're parks. They just score.
They just score.
They're really good. And they also have...
They also...
Here we go.
They also have... Yeah. They also have... They only have 3 stars.
So that one would score 3 points. Now, the other thing to mention is...
But wait, so they have 3 points, but they don't come out as often.
Yeah, they're much less frequent, aren't they? So the other thing to mention is if they're on the second level, then the points that one will score is immediately doubled. So that
would score 6 points.
Well, it would score two points multiplied by the 3 that you got there. So that's 6. I know, I'm just explaining for the people. And these blue ones, well, they wouldn't score at all because look what's happened. I foolishly covered up my only star. Whatever. But you get the point. If there was a star there, that would be 1, 2. That would be 1, and then plus that star would be 3 points. So there you go. That's basically it. You're going to play until all these tiles are gone.
Then you score and you have a couple rounds.
You're going to score, and not only is it addition on this score sheet, there is multiplication. So we definitely use calculators because we are lazy.
Not for all of them.
The 1 times table, we can just about manage the 1 times table, can't we? So that's Akropolis. So let's see what myself and Cora thought of it. So Cora, what did you think about Akropolis?
I really liked it. I really like games where you have to sort of fit shapes together and think about where you're placing them rather than doing it anywhere.
Yeah. So you like kind of, they call it spatial puzzles, so where you've got to work out where things go and things like that.
Yeah.
This is a game that you said reminded you a little bit of Number 9, isn't it? In what way it's quite obvious why it reminds you of Number 9, really, because you're putting tiles, you're putting shapes down and then stacking things on top.
Yeah, you sort of have to because it has the level component.
Yeah.
And also you fit them together.
Yeah, but I think this is much more interesting than Number 9, and there's a lot more reward in it because you've got a lot more interesting decisions to make, don't you? Because if you want to go up and score those extra points,
you have to think about what you're covering up.
Exactly.
You want to cover up the white ones, you don't want to cover up any stars, and you sort of have to.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to make some sacrifices, like you're thinking, well, I'm going to go really heavy on the kind of yellow strategy, so I'm going to have to abandon the blue and all that kind of stuff. Really, really nice. The components are really nice, aren't they? I said in the run through, but
they're quite thick.
The thickness of those chunky. It's almost like bits of wood, almost.
Usually punch boards are only little bits thin.
Yeah. But this is like a big chunky thing, and that makes it a lot better when you're stacking because it's easier to see
and it feels nicer in the hand as well.
Feels nicer in the hand as well. That's right. Yeah. What about anything else? The one thing that I didn't struggle with because there's such things as calculators, but by golly, there's a little bit of work to do in the scoring, in the maths, which is a really good thing if you're in a family where you're trying to teach maths and stuff
and
like that.
And sort of put education into games as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the point scoring isn't too difficult, but then when you add them all up, you can want to bring out the calculator.
Because we're not a family who does education, are we? We're a family who is lazy.
No, but we did everything.
We've already done maths. You did maths when you were 8. You don't need to do maths again. So So yeah, I mean, this is a really, really nice game, isn't it? This is a really, really nice game. Really solidly weighted right at the heart of the family weight game.
Yeah.
Nice and easy to teach, nice and easy to pick up. Lots of complexity if you want to really kind of sit there and think, but it's also quite relaxing and you can just put stuff down.
With those types of games, sometimes after we're done, I like to just not even think about any points something. I just put together all the shapes and make something as big as I can.
Yeah, see how big a blue thing you can make and things like that. I'm determined to get to the 3rd level. I don't.
We haven't done that yet.
We haven't done that yet, no. But you'd have to make quite a lot of sacrifices on the 1st level. That's the thing. So anyway, so we've got this thing going currently where we are ranking the games as compared to the other ones. So let's go over to Cora on the special scoreboard to see where she places this one. And action!
So now we're back at the board and we've got Akropolis to put on. I think I like Isle of Cats, but I think I might like Akropolis a little bit better. So we'll just slide that down a bit and put Akropolis directly over it. And that is the board at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Akropolis, and that's us. Done. So we'll see you next time for the next highly exciting, thrilling episode of Dan and Cora Reviews Board Games. Oh yeah.